Hello and welcome back to a commentary channel. Content varies. Lately it's been about my life. Now, while I am talking to you, I'm already uploading my high school years. But what I forgot to do is sing the song. And this is pretty good, saying I'm 64 and I left in grade 12 in 1978. And it goes, when we remember Indooroopilly High, the blue and gold we wore with pride. And one for all and all for one, in days of youth and days of sun at Indooroopilly High. I've missed a couple of verses. There's 2 lines I've missed, but that's pretty good. And you know when you go to sports carnivals? This is what we used to go. Rah, rah, kai, 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 ipply, ipply, hi, hi, hi. Indooroopilly, hi, something like that. Or we'd go, singing I, ippy, ippy, I. Singing I, ippy, ippy, I. Singing I, ippy, ippy, I, Indooroopilly High. I was actually in grade 12 in the cheer squad, believe it or not. So from ugly duckling to being in the cheer squad. Anyway, while I'm on the video, I'm also going to teach you some other little things that I learned at school. So we all know from remembering notes in music, every good boy deserves fruit. But when Pluto was considered a planet, this was the memory jingle for learning the planets. My very easy memory jingle serves useful naming planets. Every one of those, the first letter represented a planet. So this is things that teachers taught us. So my, Mercury, very, Venus, easy, Earth, and so on. And I even have one for the first view for the periodic table in chemistry. This is going back to grade 11, 1977. And it goes, Happy Henry's little Beryl Brown serves, let me get it. Happy Henry's little Beryl Brown serves useful. Oh, it'll come to me, but I used to know it, and it was 2021, and it would name right up to Happy Henry's little Beryl Brown serves useful. No. Yeah, that's right. And then it goes, may all silly physicians serve something like that. I've forgotten it. I think I've done pretty well to say it was 1977. Yeah, Happy Henry's little Beryl Brown, and then something. May all silly, because it was magnesium, may all silly physicians serve something. Sorry, I'm doing my best. So, yeah. And remember I said when I started singing the Indooroopilly song, our school song, it was something like, when we remember Indooroopilly High, the blue and gold we war with pride. And then there was something about in God we trust or something, and then another line, and then it goes, and one for all and all for one, in days of youth and days of sun at Indooroopilly High. Not bad memory. Maybe I have got dementia. Let me know if you remember your school song. And there used to be other schools, I loved sports days when you competed against other schools. And one of the schools had a very good war cry. And it was Mitchelton High. Because at the end it used to go MITCHELTON, Mitchelton High, something like that. And even the gap was good. It went gap, 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 high, high, high. Indooroopilly's was rather boring. So when I went to Indooroopilly, competing schools were Toowong, the actual police academy, and there was Kedron, Kenmore, Mitchelton, and the Gap. But years later, they rezoned the schools, so those schools no longer played. And I was an all-rounder. I didn't excel at anything specifically except for English essays and algebra. I was just a good all-rounder. I wasn't good at short distances, and I can remember 13. I was so competitive, always have been, and I was in Kendall, and Kendall was purple. And just going back, here's all the schools I have been to. My first school I ever attended in Australia was Goodness State School, followed by Ashgrove, followed by Ascot, followed by one of the oldest schools ever was Ironside. And Indooroopilly High happens to be the oldest state high school in Brisbane. And the other thing I was going to share, so I was an all-rounder, and in the year 8, when I was 13, I was so competitive. I was trying to get people, because to get points, Kendall was coming dismally last, and I was trying to get people to go in so we could earn more points. So I've been running and doing everything, and the last race of the day was 1,500 metres. Never run 1,500 metres in my life. I did, and I came 4th. And the teachers took note because I was a nobody. And then, as you all know, I got the back plaster on, so that ended that. And when the back plaster came off and I did cross country in grade 12, I was so proud of where I came. But my sports teacher turned around and said, "We had big plans for you." Oh well, it is what it is. My mother would have never gone along with athletics anyway. And against other schools, I ran the 400 metres. Always dead last. But I'll tell you what, the winners were faster than, they were doing times very similar to what I see in the Olympics. And I'll tell you something else. When I was and this only ever happened once, I could never repeat it. First time ever, I was grade 2, and I did 25 metres backstroke. Broke the record. Smashed the school record. That record held for 20 years. Never could repeat it. My mother put me into swimming lessons, tennis lessons. She even had me doing etiquette when I was in grade 3. We owned a shop, and I was going into grade 3, and across from the shop were some very well-to-do people. My mother's a bit of a snob. English people tend to be like this. And she sent me off to learn manners and how to, set the table properly, where the forks go. Well, I don't put them in that place anyway. And I'm actually left-handed, but was forced to write with my right hand. So I'm ambidextrous. I actually use the left one to cut, so knife goes in this hand. I can write with this hand, but not as good my right hand, because I was forced to write with my right hand. Last thing, I was very good at hockey. In fact, I was the best hockey player at my school. Too good. And I was too good at catching the ball with the hockey stick. So what did they make me be? Goalie. And because they made me goalie, and they already had a goalie in grade 12, I was made to go goalie for the younger kids, a year younger than me. And so the next year when I went into grade 12, I said, stuff this, I don't want to be goalie. I'll go play basketball. But the team of girls were mean girls, and they didn't let me, when it came to playing against other schools, they didn't let me play, except for one game. And I did score a goal. I shot a goal. I shot a goal. But because they were mean girls and wouldn't let me play a game, I decided I just wouldn't turn up. I still remember my first crush. The guy who I really fell for hard. First met him when I was 14. They were riding motorbikes in a paddock. His name was Terry. Yeah, he got to be my boyfriend when I was 16, but I was double dating. Yes, I'm a bit of a tart. Ah, dear. Not like my daughter, though. My beautiful daughter had a boyfriend from the age of 6. Ah, dear. Anyway, if you know your song, remember, I'm 64. So, take 17 of 64. And that's how many years ago I was at school. And I can still remember most of my high school song. And yes, our uniform was blue and white. I don't know where they got the gold from, because our ribbons were blue and gold. So, there you go. And I wish I could remember. Happy Henry's Little Beryl Brand serves... Oh, I forget. Give it up, Jem. It'll come to me 3 o'clock in the morning like it always does. You know when things are on the tip of your tongue and you know the answer and you're stressed and it's right there. And then 3 o'clock in the morning, da-da! I'm not going to get up and tell you. It is what it is. It'll come to me one day. But yeah, jingles are a very good way of learning things. So if you can put things to a jingle, you get to learn. When I did German, we had to learn a very famous poem, The Elfin King, and this is how me and my friend remembered it. We put it to the song. The reitet so spak doch nack und Wind, es ist der Vater mit seinem Kind. Hat den Knaben voll in den Arm, fasst ihm sicher, hält ihn warm. Mein Son, and on and on. That's good. That's some good memory. I was 15 and did that. So, thanks again, guys. Anytime I get one view humbles me. Please be kind to one another. United, we can do great things. And remember, you don't know another person's story. You don't know where they've been. So never judge. Love, light, and blessings. That's the end of high school and rubbish. Bye.